Everybody out there, all my MDK gang members out there, go check out Cold TV. I checked it out myself. That shit's dope as hell.
Greetings and salutations, everybody, and welcome back to Pro Wrestling 60, where we discuss everything that happened in the world of professional wrestling this past week in 60 minutes or less. And I'm joined by my partner in crime, my brother from another mother, Mr. Broll.
Yes, and I'm even on time this week. Looky here, looky there. Got me a nice little prime
Very
to
nice.
drink. But speaking of time, now it is the prime time to say the clock starts now, because this may have been a lighter week in professional wrestling, but there's still a ton to talk about.
Always so much to talk about. Let's get right into it. Our top story. How about this? Braun Breaker calling out Seth freaking Rollins on NXT. Were you surprised by this one, B-Roll? Because I honestly didn't see this coming.
I did not see this coming in a million years. But I can tell you one thing. Apparently, they are definitely okay with blurring the lines between NXT and the main roster, maybe now more so than ever.
Yeah, you really are starting to see more involvement of NXT like on the main roster between Raw and SmackDown. We're going to talk about that a little bit more in detail today as well in this episode. But yeah, Braun Breaker at the end of NXT just calling out Seth freaking Rollins and challenging him to a championship matchup for Seth Rollins WWE World Heavyweight Championship. I gotta tell you, man, that's gonna be a hell of a matchup. Do you think that happens actually on NXT? Will they do it on like a different show? Will they do it on like Raw? You think they may even do it for like Money in the Bank?
I have no idea, honestly. I think we could potentially see a response from Seth either on Monday Night Raw or on NXT this week. I would be shocked if they say like the match is happening this Tuesday or this Monday.
Well, yeah, crazier things have happened. And man, oh man, you talk about surprises. This is by far the most pleasant surprise of the week. We have a new Impact World Champion, and his name is Alex Shelley. Holy crap. How shocked were you to see this at Against All Odds? Because I did not see this one coming at all.
Yeah, I didn't see it coming at all. And I'll say this, kudos to Impact and like the video packaging, because before that match starts, you're ready for him to win it. Like he talks about how he's always been the tag team guy. He's gotten all these other people over, watched all these other people succeed, elevated all these other people. And he says, when's enough? When's it my turn?
Yeah, here's the thing, B-Roll, with this, like, once in a great blue moon, like, you have a wrestler who has busted their ass their whole career, and after, like, 10, 15, 20 years, they finally get rewarded and get that huge moment. And Alex Shelley, like, there's very few. Like, I think back to, like, a Kofi Kingston winning the WWE Championship. And like, I mean, I put that right up there. Alex Shelley's one of those guys, one of the most deserving guys to be a world champion. And so happy for him, man. And what a moment that was at Against All Odds. And like I say, everybody hates on Steve Macklin. I can understand why. He's white bread. But I mean, I did not think his championship title reign would end as quickly as it did. But who knows? Maybe I really hope that Alex Shelley gets a good long run with this
Yeah.
world championship. But time will tell. But because of this, Alex Shelley is our wrestler of the week. All right, Mr. B-Roll, it's been a minute. Why don't we go to our tribal queen with her tidbit of the week?
Hey guys, it's been a minute. This is your tribal queen Brie with your tribal queen tidbit of the week. And I'm going to stick with something Michigan related this week. So if you did not watch Impact on Friday, which you should have, Motor City Machine Guns have gold. It's not the tag team gold. Chris Sabin beat Trey Miguel for the X Division belt. And Alex Shelley is now the new Impact World Heavyweight Champion. Never has held that belt, which is mind-blowing to me. But congratulations from the Mitten State. So, of course, gotta support my Motor City Machine Guns. You know, one of the greatest tag teams in the world, hands down. I will live on that hill. I will die on that hill. So, but congratulations to them. I can't wait to see where it goes with them. If Trey is gonna do a rematch, or they announced that Nick Aldis and Alex Shelley for Slammiversary, so see where it goes from there. But congratulations to them. And that is your Tribal Queen tidbit of the week.
Well, there you have it. So, and hey, she said it too. He wasn't the only Motor City Machine Gun to walk out of Against All Odds with the championship. Chris Sabin, breaking a record, is now 9 times he has held the X Division champion. Hey, people have asked me this. I'll say it before. I'll say it again. In my opinion, I think Chris Sabin is the best X Division champion of all time. And the proof is in the pudding, folks. 9 times he has been X Division champion. And once again, he is your X Division champion as he defeated Trey Miguel in another fantastic matchup on Against All Odds. And man, Against All Odds was a loaded show. It was quite the surprise of a show, man. I gotta tell you, like, there wasn't like a dull moment on the show or a bad match. I thought, like, I really enjoyed the tag match with Deonna Purrazzo and Trinity teaming up to go up against Giselle Shaw and Savannah. I thought that was a tremendous tag team encounter. Oh my gosh!
First time ever 8-4-1 match.
The 8-4-1 match was very interesting, very awesome. And hey, you have a new number one contender in Nick Aldis. And man, what about that Ohio street fight? Holy crap. With OVE going against the Design, that was brutal. As well as the dog collar match, too.
Yeah.
I mean, man, this show was just like unbelievable. And I mean, if they pulled out all of this for Against All Odds, what do you think they're going to do Slammiversary, which is just a few weeks away when you think about it?
Yeah, I mean, and you already know a little bit of the card for Slammiversary. You know, you have Trinity versus Deonna Purrazzo, and then you have Nick Aldis versus your new Impact champion, Alex Shelley.
So yeah, I mean, 2 major championship matchups already announced for Slammiversary, and you know there's going to be plenty more to come. But yeah, Impact Wrestling. If you're not watching it, folks, if you're sleeping on it, you need to cut that out because they are killing it right now, and they are coming up on one of their biggest shows of the year here in Slammiversary. All right, Mr. B-Roll, it is time. Let's go to Dad Hat for his Dad Hat advice of the week.
It's that time of the week again. Dad Hat's Life Lessons of the Week. Brought to you by World Championship Wreckage. Find them on YouTube, Twitter, and TikTok. And also by the Wrestle Talk Wolfpack. 9 p.m. to 11 p.m. every Wednesday, twitch.tv/Wrestle Talk Wolfpack. And now, here's Dad Hat.
All right, kids, remember, it is more important to speak when you need to than to just run your mouth and always have something to say.
Oh, Dad Hat. And Tony, you've done it again. Yes, we did get another major announcement this past week. But hey, I'm cool with this. So we found
Yeah.
out what the first Collision main event is going to be. It's going to be a trios match with the Bullet Club Gold, Jay White, and Juice Robinson. Or I'm sorry, Rock High Juice Robinson. Teaming up with ROH TV champion Samoa Joe going up against your AEW World Tag Team champions FTR and CM Punk. B-roll, what do you make of this trios match?
It's very interesting. Very interesting indeed. And I know in our discussions we've talked about this. I feel like this has very much Forbidden Door implications beyond being just a really good trios match. Also, I feel like this is fuel for the fire for the Samoa Joe and CM Punk feud.
Yeah, because rumors we're hearing is that the first two programs Punk is going to have is going to be with Samoa Joe and with Jay White. So with Bullet Club Gold. So sets it up perfectly. We're gonna have to wait and see what happens, but we don't have to wait much longer. How crazy is it to think like Collision is going to be this Saturday?
Yeah, I mean, when you think about it, next time we have a PW60, we have a whole new show that we're going to have to recap, and with it being the first one, I feel there's going to be a lot to talk about. There's going to be a lot to talk about.
There really is going to be a lot to talk about, but man, I'm pumped for this one. I hope too. This is like really is the beginning of like Punk's comeback story, and we can finally put all this bullshit behind us and just go forward. But
write a redemption story, right off into the sunset.
But hey, you mentioned Forbidden Door, and this is huge news. I am just lactating thinking about this. The rumor for CM Punk to be at Forbidden Door. This is a match we have been waiting years to see, B-roll. Talking CM Punk versus Kenta. If this gets signed, if this happens, you have arguably like three of the biggest main event dream matches I could possibly think of. This is almost like Forbidden Door. If this gets signed, Forbidden Door is almost becoming like a fucking video game card. Like this is nuts.
Yeah.
Like the story writes itself. Kenta, the creator of the go to sleep maneuver, CM Punk has been using it for years. Never truly got Kenta's permission. So man, if this happens, oh my god. Like like this is to me, and even last year when we're going into Forbidden Door, I really thought like Kenta should have been Punk's opponent instead of Tanahashi, what was originally planned. Which that would have been great too. But I mean, this just is more logical to me. But B-roll, how excited are you if this actually happens?
Let's make it happen. As I did in the TikTok I posted, do it.
Needs to make it happen. Papa Khan, make it happen. Don't tease us. Do not tease us. Well, on a sadder side, the wrestling world lost a tremendous athlete, a tremendous talent, a tremendous person. The Iron Sheik passed away earlier this week. Man, oh man, you talk about like the definition of like a heel back in the 80s. Like the Iron Sheik was the blueprint for that. Just an incredible wrestler, incredible athlete too. His backstory is tremendous. Coming from Iran, becoming like into the United States, essentially becoming a citizen. Getting trained in that famous Fern Gagne class that included such greats as like Ric Flair, and then for him to do what he did in his career. But on a personal standpoint, like I love me some Sheiky baby, but I like the last years of his life. I really enjoyed like the whole persona, the Twitter persona. Man, oh man, like just like he was working, man. He was still working, even though he wasn't working. He was working. And his Twitter game, second to none. So much so, Mr. B-roll, that our good close personal friend Best Scout would like to read you some of them tweets, or maybe it's not Best Scout. Just check this out.
Best Scout Machine reads Iron Chick tweets as Morgan Freeman. Morgan Freeman. Knock knock. Who's there? Go. Go who? Go fuck yourself, you dumb son of a bitch. I fuck with you fruit gushes, but I can never find you in the store like I used to, Bubba. Out of curiosity, go fuck yourself. Fuck Hogan. Whoever left the dogs out can go fuck yourself. The wheels on the bus, go fuck yourself. Fuck, and I cannot stress this enough. The Monday. Shania Twain! Young Rock will be cancelled. Wait a second. That was after he died. Fuck Fight TV. Wait a second. Watch PW60 on Cold TV on YouTube. Wait, what the hell? Oh, okay, guys, I am so sorry. A little mistake. I accidentally was quoting my own Twitter. Oh, ain't I a hoot? Let's finish this one off with what I consider a very sweet quote. If you have hate in your heart, go fuck yourself. Wait, was I? If you have hate... No, that's more of Liverpool.
Oh, Sheiky, baby. One last time, B-roll.
There's only one way.
Hulk Hogan!
Yes. It's the only way to do it.
Only way to do it. Miss you, Sheiky, baby. R.I.P. All right, Mr. B-roll. As we all know, we are going to get a third and what we would assume would be a final matchup between Brock Lesnar and the American Nightmare Cody Rhodes. Apparently, it seems as if this is going to probably happen at the upcoming SummerSlam pay-per-view, not premium live event, damn it. But the rumor is that there's going to be a special stipulation. It makes sense, obviously, being the rubber match, the third match between them. But the rumor is this is going to be a match that we have not seen in years in the WWE. Now, initially, it was thought possibly maybe this is going to be a dog collar match.
Mm-hmm.
But latest I'm hearing, and this makes a lot of sense, sounds like it could possibly be a Texas bull rope match. And I mean, why wouldn't it be, considering Cody's dad, Dusty, pretty much invented that matchup. So I've also, our good friend Dad Hat has suggested that this would be a first blood matchup, which that'd be crazy. What do you think the special stipulation is going to be for this matchup?
My first thought was, and I don't know why, I was just thinking strap match. Was my first thoughts.
No, it's like the same thing, the bull rope and a strap match.
Yeah. So that was my first thoughts. Honestly, a dog collar I'd be okay with that as well. But yeah, it's gotta be something. It's gotta
grandiose.
Be, yeah. It doesn't need to just be like a falls count anywhere. Like.
Yeah. No. No, and my understanding, like I say, it's supposed to be something we haven't seen in a while. So maybe, fingers crossed, we can get a King of Hell match. Or maybe a Punjabi prison match between them. No.
You son of a bitch. You've spoken into existence.
That's good shit, pal. Let's put him in a bra and panties match. Ugh. Well, hey, let's talk about the rest of Monday Night Raw. And Raw was a pretty loaded show. I mean, kicked it off with a great Seth Rollins promo. You had some Money in the Bank qualifiers. So we now know that both Becky Lynch and Zoe Stark, ironically enough, right, have qualified for the Money in the Bank, both by defeating Sonya Deville and Natalya. So now they are in the ladies' Money in the Bank ladder match. How about that Gunther and KO matchup you had as well on Monday Night Raw? Also, Miz TV with Cody. That was very interesting. I love the confrontation between Dominic and Maria and Cody. Like Cody just pretty much just saying like, yeah, you have a worse prison tattoo than I do. Like, sick bird.
Whoa, I stopped Cody Rhodes. Do you see that on the social media?
Yes, I did see that. That was pretty funny. Also got to see the debut on the main roster of Caden Carter and Katana Chance.
Yes,
Not sure if it was really in the best segment to put him against Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler, but whatever.
I actually thought it was a really good match.
Really? I mean, I thought
everyone was overall very impressed with them
Well,
as a
that's a
tag
good
team.
point. That's a good point. You're right. You're right. And you know what? You're right. Well, hey, as action packed of a show as Raw was, we got to talk about by far the moment of the night. And it is our match of the week. Seth freaking Rollins defending the World Heavyweight Championship against Damian Priest, his first title defense. And boy, oh boy, this was a fucking awesome matchup, man. I love that Damian Priest was the first one in line to get a championship match.
As the recent run he's been on, as he should be, and I just don't know if it's possible for Seth to have a bad match.
I don't think so.
I think if you had like him and like Orange Cassidy, like, because both of those guys, it's almost like impossible for them to have a bad match.
Which is so insane for you to mention Orange Cassidy in the same sentence as Seth freaking Rollins. But you know what?
I just did.
You just did. So hot take. But I have, you know what? You got no argument for me. I love me some OC and I love me some Seth freaking Rollins. But this was a tremendous matchup and definitely worthy of being our match of the week. But how about the way it ended? Are we getting Finn Balor and Seth freaking Rollins? Looking like it? Maybe Money in the Bank?
Getting a little bit of a stare down, which was kind of like a theme of the week a little bit. Some serious stare downs going down.
Looking into your soul or something like that. Yeah, I'm all for this. I tell you, I don't care what anybody says. I think since WrestleMania, I don't know how, but the Judgment Day has somehow gotten better and better and is one of the best factions in the WWE right now. I mean, because the Bloodline, we all know it's splintered off. I think the Judgment Day, maybe it's a hot take. I think the Judgment Day is the best faction in the WWE right now.
Yeah. It's because they're letting them all do their own thing and what they do well. But any backstage segment you see, it's like all of them together, almost.
Yep. Yeah, they're killing it right now. Couldn't be happier for them.
But I'm totally okay with that because that's what I originally wanted for like the final. So
yeah, was Seth against
Yep.
Finn. I agree. Well, hey, let's go over to Friday night. Let's talk about SmackDown this week. And man, you know what? SmackDown was a loaded show as well, Mr.Broll. Of course, the storyline with the Bloodline continuing on with Jay
drama
still on the fence here, quote unquote, as Solo and Paul trying to persuade him. And then you had that moment with Sami Zayn in the back. And also, too, what a main event with with Jey Uso going up against Austin Theory for the U.S. Championship. It was a great main event, I thought. But we also found out a lot more for Money in the Bank. We do know now that Butch, as well as Santos Escobar, have qualified for the men's Money in the Bank matchup. Which I gotta tell you, B-Roll, I'm a little surprised with both those selections. I'm not mad at him, but I really did not see Butch or the former Pete Dunne qualifying for Money in the Bank. But I'm all for it. And please, Papa H, can we just go back to calling him Pete Dunne?
Yeah.
Can we? Come on, let's drop the bruise. Come on, man.
Yeah, come on, let's do it. And then you also had Damage Control qualifies for Money in the Bank as well.
Both Io Sky and Bailey qualified for Money in the Bank in their respective matchups as well. And then also, how about Ronda Rousey and Shayna Baszler pretty much challenging Isla Dawn and Alba Fire to unify the tag titles? And it looks like that's going to happen now, where they're going to unify the Women's Tag Team Championships with the NXT Tag Team Championship. A lot going on, man, on Friday Night SmackDown. And of course, we can't forget about one. Yes, the Queen.
The Queen.
Back. The Queen is back. As Charlotte Flair has returned to Friday nights. As she interrupted the celebration of Asuka, who was awarded her new championship title, which we got to talk about that.
Let's give him something to talk about. It's Roman Reigns' title, but the belt is white.
Pretty much. Yeah, that title's so ugly, so much so that we're not even going to show it here. That's right. But if you want to, you can always go look it up online or whatever. But most of you have already seen it anyway. I don't know. I'm just not feeling it. It's just another one of like, why the fuck are we doing this? And it's the women's title. Okay, so what the fuck's going on with the SmackDown women's title that's on Raw with Rhea Ripley? I'm confused. B-roll. I
Yeah.
don't understand this. And I love Charlotte Flair. Don't get me wrong, but Jesus, does she have to come like be in a fucking title feud all the time? Like here we
Yes.
go again, and it's just like,
Yes, she should. She is the queen. As she said, she made the line.
uh-huh. So now but hey, I'm all for an Asuka Charlotte match because they have tremendous chemistry and had some incredible matchups before. But what about the seeds being planted for Bianca Belair turning heel? That's pretty interesting, I think, because
Should have already happened.
It should have already happened, but it's definitely happening now. So I don't know. This whole women's championship is very interesting.
So yeah, I mean, the question would be: is Rhea going to be like is it going to look like Seth's with like a pink strap or a white strap?
No idea. It's so confusing. This brand split, all this stuff was supposed to fix things. It's made things all the more confusing. But it is what it is. But hey, B-roll, it's that time of the show. Let's go to Extreme League Wrestling with the 5 count.
Back to the 5 count, where I go over this week's wrestling news in 5 minutes or less, and it's hot and ready like that good little Caesar. Number 1, AEW star quits promotion. We definitely are in a bit of a pro wrestling empowerment era, where wrestlers aren't feeling chained by the company that they're currently contracted to. Performers are no longer scared to publicly ask for their release, or to even just straight up walk out of a promotion. And we are seeing that once again, with Mexican star Rush openly quitting AAA wrestling. El Toro Blanco was previously scheduled to team with LA Park against Psycho Clown and Sam Adonis in Tijuana. The match set for August was set to be a hair versus mask match. With Rush and his father now working independence, it does put into question his relationship with All Elite Wrestling at this point. Rush being affiliated with AAA Wrestling would have made him ineligible for Forbidden Door, being that NJPW works solely with CMLL. And let's say hypothetically this was a political move in order for Rush to be mentioned in Forbidden Door and to work with NJPW talent. It really seems like a very bombastic way to go about it. Also, on a personal note, I really hope this doesn't hurt Rush's chances with All Elite Wrestling, being that Andrade El Idolo is just about to return for AEW Collision. Number 2, more NXT crossovers coming. In a recent interview, Nick Khan stated that they wanted NXT to cross over more with the main roster in order to establish it as a third brand. This is why we're seeing people like Carmelo Hayes show up in the crowd of WWE main roster shows like Raw and SmackDown, and people like Braun Breaker challenging for Seth Rollins' World Heavyweight title. It's great to see people in the WWE corporate hierarchy like Nick Khan believing in a brand like NXT. It most definitely can be a standalone brand, like it was before Vince gutted it. My bitterness for this man aside, I love seeing talent like Carmelo Hayes and Braun Breaker fully get supported by the WWE higher-ups, because they deserve it, and they're great. Number 3, new women's WWE title revealed. WWE seems to be on a new belt spree as of late, with each women's champion finally getting a non-brand exclusive title. Because they're on the wrong show and it's the wrong color. Because that matters. As WWE announced it, we waited with bated breath, waiting to see the beautiful championship design that they were about to show, and it was just Roman's title with a f***ing white strap. Look, I get it, corporate synergy, they want the titles to look like they're on brand, etc, whatever. But why is every title so copy and paste? It's boring. And look, don't get me wrong, I actually think the new WWE Women's Championship belt looks better than the Undisputed title. Can we at least get a fresh feud for this new belt? I said fresh, not expired. Look, I love Charlotte and I love Asuka. Can we just book Charlotte in a feud that's not for a title? Number 4, WWE rejects Cody Rhodes. All things considered, the Brock Lesnar and Cody Rhodes feud has been fairly alright, given a lackluster start. And their match at Night of Champions was pretty alright, just ignore the logic hole that Cody passed out in a Kimura lock. Well, this match in Jeddah could have been a lot more violent and a lot more interesting. It's being reported that Cody Rhodes' first suggestion for the match was for it to be a dog collar match. But of course, since WWE doesn't like stipulations that they themselves did not originate, it was axed. For me personally, I feel like I missed out. The dog collar match is my favorite stipulation ever in wrestling. Recently brought back to prominence by AEW. Oh, it starts to make more sense now. And finally, number 5, CM Punk Forbidden Door match leaked. Personally, for me, I don't like spoilers when it comes to my wrestling, mainly just because I like to feel the moment and the anticipation for myself. Not to say leaks aren't 100% awful, sometimes I do like to hear about what I should anticipate for the next oncoming big show from either big promotion. And normally I don't like to report on leaks, but this one's too juicy for me not to talk about. When a match is nearly 15 years in the making, how could I not? It is being reported that CM Punk's opponent for Forbidden Door has already been decided on, and ooh-wee, I can't wait for this one. As we all know, CM Punk's signature move is the go to sleep, but did you know that that move was originated by someone who is currently still active in professional wrestling? Current NJPW Strong Champion Kenta has been penciled in for CM Punk's opponent at Forbidden Door. Whether you know his work as Kenta or as Hideo Itami in NXT, both men have talents that go beyond my description. TK, buddy, if you could actually make this happen, what was Brawlout? Nothing happened at Brawlout. We're fine, we're good, we got the dream match we wanted. Everything can be forgiven. Give me what I want. Thank you guys so much for watching the 5 Count. B-Roll, Jay, always a pleasure, brothers. And always remember, I've got till 5.
And hey, how about this in the world of AEW? Looks like we've got a new number 1 contender. Or
Got another
do
stare
we?
down. Another stare down.
Another stare down. So Adam Cole confronted MJF on Dynamite. And apparently now he will wrestle MJF on this upcoming Dynamite in a fucking eliminator match or whatever they call them. I hate these, by the way. Could you just call it like a number 1 contenders match or something? Like the what is it? The championship eliminator. I hate that fucking title. I'm sorry. Maybe I'm nitpicking, but I just think it's dumb. But this was a heated promo, though. And, like, how about, like, MJF throw him back and throw some shade at, like, Adam Cole's promo from NXT? Did you notice that?
Yes. Yes, I did. After the fact.
Yeah. But it was a pretty good confrontation between the two. Great back and forth. This, to me, feels natural.
Yeah.
This is the progression. This is where we need to go. And I don't know, like, are we getting this at like All In maybe? Like, I don't know what caliber or how this story is going to be told, but I think it's going to be a great one nonetheless, and a great rivalry for MJF to have. And a good spot for Adam Cole to be in too, especially as the white meat babyface, which is something he's never really done his entire career.
Yeah, I mean, he's arguably probably the top babyface in AEW right now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. But we'll have to see what happens on Dynamite this week. And hey, speaking of Dynamite, let's talk about Dynamite from this last week. Another loaded show, man. Like, you kicked it off with an Orange Cassidy once again retaining his championship against Swerve. The BCC going up against Chaos. Of course, them teasing, talking a little bit about Okada and Danielson, which will happen at Forbidden Door.
Yep.
Jungle Hook was back together again as they took on Preston Vance and Dralistico in a bloody encounter. Which,
yeah,
I'm confused, B-Roll. Like, so now Hook is saying this is the summer of Jungle Hook. So he went from being in a tag team forever to going into singles, being his own man. He gets in a main event matchup, loses, and now he's going back into tag team. Did I miss something here?
They don't know what to do with him.
I do. Turn him fucking heel. Just do it. Do it. I don't know, man. I like Hook and Jungle Boy together. It's fine and all, but also Chris Statlander was in action against Anna Jay.
Yeah. I think they want to turn Jungle Boy heel.
Yeah.
But they don't have confidence with him on the mic.
That's understandable. Boy, oh boy, if anybody could use a mouthpiece, no disrespect to Jungle Boy Jack Perry, but man, that would make sense. And Takeshita looking like a badass, and boy, oh boy, he's got some nuclear heat being teamed up with Don Callis. And that was a hell of a main event too, with Jay White going up against Ricky Starks.
Yes.
I think that was Jay White's best encounters so
coming
far.
out party in AEW, kind of.
Yeah, in
Yeah.
AEW for sure. So,
Yeah.
but Dynamite was a great show, I thought. It was a great week for wrestling in general, man. Like Rampage was even a pretty decent show. But we got to talk about this. Another shocking moment this week in the world of wrestling. You had that 4-way to determine the number one contender for Tony Storm, and my gosh, Sky Blue is your new number one contender. Talk about you deserve it, man. She's been busting her ass in AEW, and I'm so
Yep.
happy to see this. I bet your boy Dante's just as happy as well. He's walking it home.
Oh, Dante. Oh, Dante.
Dante's a lucky man.
Get better soon. Get better soon, buddy.
Better soon, buddy. But yeah, congratulations to Sky Blue. If, like I say, if anybody deserved to be in that spot, it is definitely her, man. And another tremendous show too. I thought NXT was phenomenal again this week, man. Killing it. How about that Baron Corbin promo? Oh man. And then we got the NXT television in-ring debut of Ava Raine as she teamed up with the Dyad to go up against the Creed Brothers
Yep.
and Ivy Nile. Was
Dana
exciting.
Brooke showed up.
Mustafa Ali and Joe Gacy went at it. You had Eddie Thorpe in action, as well as Blair Davenport. And then how about the number one contender battle royal? And man, oh man, I am so happy that Thea won that matchup. Truly deserves this moment. I love everything she's doing on Chase U. I love her character, just the enthusiasm, man. She's that ultimate underdog, if you will. Like I was happy as hell to see her win that battle royal, man. But she's gonna have her hands full with Tiffany Stratton, and that match is coming up this week on NXT, I believe.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, so NXT should be another loaded show, but it was just a loaded week for shows. All right, and let's go to Sienna with our New Japan report, because there's a lot going on in the world of New Japan Pro Wrestling this week.
What up, everyone? This is your girl, Sienna Chanel, or SC for sure. I'm here to fill in for the CDC for the New Japan Pro Wrestling report / results that's been going on lately in the world of New Japan Pro Wrestling. So, as a disclaimer, y'all, I'm gonna be botching some of the wrestlers' names, so please bear with me, alright? But let's go ahead and kick it off with their All Together Again event. So, this is the third time that New Japan Pro Wrestling Noah, and All Japan Pro Wrestling had come together and put out this event. Last time they had their event was back in 2012. And here are the results, y'all. In a pre-show match, you have the team of Ryu Iui, Black Masore, Yo, and Ryusuke Taguchi defeated the team of Asushi Kotoshi, Sasuke Yoshioka, Alejandro, and y'all remember him, Super Crazy. Then in the main card you have is the team of Tomohiro Ishii, Hiroki Goto, and Yoshihashi defeated the team of Masa Kiyomiya, Donkey Inaba, and Yoshiki Inamura. Then you have the team of Chris Ridgway and Sean Legacy defeated the team of TMDK, consists of Zack Sabre Jr. and Kyosuke Fujita. Shona Unamo defeated, well, y'all remember him, Yoshi Tatsu. The team of Axis, which is the team of Go Shiosaki and Kazuchika Nakajima, defeated the team of Santoshi Kojima and Hyoto Omori. The team of Strong Style consists of Minoru Suzuki, El Desperado, and Ren Narita defeated the team of Naomichi Morifuji, Takashi Tsuyurai, and Juntai Miyawaki. The team of representing United Empire, Francesco Akira, TJP, Aaron Hanare, Great-O-Khan, and Jeff Cobb defeated the team of John Sato, Rei Sato, Ryuki Honda, Hiraku Sato, and Dan Tamura. The team of Yuji Nagata, Suoma, and Yuma Azai defeated the team of representing LIJ, Tetsuya Naito, Shingo Takagi, and Bushi. The team of good-looking guys, which is Jake Lee, Yohei, and Tatsusuke, defeated the team of just 5 guys, Burgers and Fries, Sanada, Yoshimura Kamaru, and Takamichinoku. The team of Hamaru Takahashi, Asuki Aogi, and Hamasusuka defeated the team of Master Wato, Rise Hayato, and Hayata. And in the main event match, the team of Kazuchika Okada, Yuma Aogi, and Kenon defeated the team of Hiroshi Tanahashi, Kento Miyahara, and Kayato Kiyomiya. And all in all, the whole event of the show was very spectacular, and I'm going to be rating it as an 8.5 out of 10. Altogether again, did definitely knock it out of the park. And moving on to the next event that happened on Saturday, June 10th, of course, New Japan Pro Wrestling Road to Strong, which, of course, the Strong event will be taking place on July 4th and July 5th. To kicking it off in the first opening round of the match you have is Kyosuke Fujita defeated Yuto Yakashima, which, by the way, Kyosuke Fujita just announced during the post-show press conference that he's officially graduated from the Young Lions program, and he's forever grateful to be part of TMDK. So congratulations and many wishes to Fujita for all he's done in being part of the Young Lions. Then you have the team of Tomoke Homa and Toki Makanabe defeat the team of the New Japan Young Lions Dojo Boys, Bolton, Ole, and Osco Lube. Then you have is Ryusuke Taguchi, and representing Chaos, Yoshihashi, and Toriyama defeated the team of course, House of Torture. Then you have the team of representing United Empire, Francesco Akira, TJP, and Aaron Hanare successfully defeated representing Bullet Club, Gato, Clark Connors, and Dan Drilla Maloney, which unfortunately, this is Drilla Maloney's debut match since joining Bullet Club not too long ago, and yeah, they're not too happy, but they're gonna be chasing for that IWGP tag team titles off from Akira and TJP though. Then you have making their in-ring debut since joining Bullet Club, Gabe Kidd and Alex Laughlin successfully defeated the team of Hiroki Goto and Rohei Owa, which of course afterwards Laughlin and Kidd did actually attack, of course, them. Of course, Yoshihashi was on commentary, trying to make a save, but no, did not happen. And of course, Kidd and Laughlin did issue a challenge for both the IWGP tag teams and the New Japan Strong tag team titles at a feature event against Goto and Yoshihashi. Then you have is representing Chaos, Kazuchika Okada and Tomohiro Ishii alongside Hiroshi Tanahashi and Master Wato defeated the team of representing Strong Style, El Desperado, and Ren Narita alongside Tiger Mask and Shota Umino. Then you have in your main event match, of course, LIJ successfully defeated Just Five Guys, Burgers and Fries in a tag team elimination tournament, which, of course, thank you to Yuta Tsuji for actually the one that eliminated almost every guy in Just Five Guys for Burgers and Fries. And all in all, the show itself was really impressive, especially storyline feud and build up that is leading up to what's going on. Not only for like the New Japan Strong event that will be taking place next month, but also for kind of like a tiny bit, maybe for AEW New Japan Forbidden Door, even though it's unrelated, but could be possibly happen. I don't know. And lastly, of course, leading up to the build-up for the upcoming G1 Climax Tournament. And speaking of which, so during the New Japan Road to Strong, they just announced the G1 Climax participate who's going to be in Block A, B, C, and D. And the first event will be taking place on July 15th in Sapporo. So for Block A, you have is Sanada, Chase Owens, Hikuleo, Ren Narita, Shota Umino, Yuta Tsuji, Gabe Kidd, and this is a shocker to everyone because we found out about the announcement and everybody went crazy. His debut, representing Pro Wrestling Noah, Kaito Kiyomiya. Then for Block B, you have is Kazuchika Okada, Yoshihashi, Taiji, Kenta, Great-O-Khan, Will Ospreay, Tonga Loa, and El Fantasmo. Then for Block C, you have is David Finlay, Tomohiro Ishii, Evil, Tama Tonga, Shingo Takagi, Aaron Hanare, Mikey Nichols, and yes, I'm skipping one more name because this is another surprise that we were all like, what the hell, and all this stuff, and a shocker, and I'm happy for him. Representing AEW / Ring of Honor, and my favorite person in the whole wide world, and I'm going to make sure to take my pen and paper out, Eddie Kingston. And lastly, for representing Block D, Hiroshi Tanahashi, Tetsuya Naito, Hiroki Goto, Zack Sabre Jr., Toru Yano, Jeff Cobb, Shane Hayes, and Alex Lachlan. A lot of exciting things going on in New Japan Pro Wrestling, and the shows itself were really spectacular this past weekend. Looking forward to the future events and everything that has been going on. So anyway, y'all, that is it for everything in New Japan Pro Wrestling. I'm your girl, Sienna Chanel. Take care, y'all.
Yes, kid, Rhea getting her old title, that's really not a... Hey, it's your boy, Jay, bona fide member of the Dirt Sheet Press, and here are some stories you may have missed this past week within professional wrestling. This episode may be a bit boring as it gets into the business and economics of professional wrestling. But AEW viewership down across the board in the United Kingdom. We all know of the amazing ticket sales at the announcement of All In, who nobody knows what that is exactly. Is it a house show? Is it a pay-per-view? Or is it a TV special? But it still sold 65,000 tickets very quickly. Well, it turns out nobody's even watching AEW in England. England does not get AEW until Friday, which Dynamite goes live on Wednesdays. So, could these be people watching AEW on the Fight TV app? Or is every single person interested in AEW in England also going to be in attendance at All In? Speaking of low attendance figures in AEW, a very big wrestling insider is saying CM Punk just can't move tickets whatsoever. The Second Coming, which is the debut episode of AEW Collision, has been selling out like hotcakes. But it turns out none of the other episodes of Collision are doing as well. A big wrestling insider is pointing to CM Punk at the lack of interest that nobody wants to see him anymore after what he did to AEW late last year. But those that know a lot about the wrestling business and the economics of the wrestling business are pointing out the fact that AEW is running the same 150-mile radius area several times in a 3-week span and didn't announce the stars of Collision until well after the tickets went on sale. So some of the people who just thought Collision was going to be a second-rate show, as Orange Cassidy is due to be their top champion, decided to go to Dynamite instead. Also, on the other end of the coin, WWE is killing it. Nick Khan has reported that WWE's, the whole Khan thing threw me off, WWE's foreign interest, basically ratings outside of America, is up almost 15%. Ratings are up across the board, and live attendance is up almost 20%. So, could AEW use Nick Khan to work with Tony Khan to bring AEW back? Or can Tony Khan do it himself, as it is rumored that he has 3 big surprises for the first couple episodes of AEW Collision? We all know that Miro and Thunder Rosa will be returning to the ring or in some capacity during the launch of AEW Collision. But it is being rumored that Tony Khan has 3 big surprises for the first couple of episodes. Now you tell me, do you think this will draw in more viewers and more ticket sales? Or do you think Tony Khan will blow it, just like he did when he debuted Adam Cole and Bryan Danielson within 5 minutes of each other and didn't do anything with either of them anytime after they debuted? Me personally, I'm going with the latter. but those just aren't the facts. Those are the dirty facts. The Dirt Sheet News!
In other news, how about this? The WWE has signed a deal with Twitch, which is ironic considering a couple years ago it was like a big no-no. The talent couldn't do Twitch, but now that WWE has control of it and can like control their talents doing Twitch,
And they get a portion of the money, most importantly.
because that's all that really mattered at the end of the day to one Vincent Kennedy. Like, man, I don't know how I feel about this. Like, I mean, I think it's personally like as long as it doesn't take away from the talent what they should get, but it's going to. So, fuck it. It is.
Apparently, it's not like they
I don't
say
think it's a
not,
huge money maker for him, but still, though, it's just it's like, come on, man. Like these people, let them have their moment in the sun, if you will. But once again, what do I know? A little bit of a surprise here. Young Rock has been canceled after 3 seasons. I was kind of surprised, but kind of not surprised. Like I enjoyed it personally because I thought I love seeing like the wrestling stories being told on there. But I'm also not shocked because I felt like the 3rd season, like the main storyline was kind of a little lame with The Rock having to go overseas to bargain a deal with like some country to get like coffee beans or some shit. I was just kind of like, I don't know. Did you ever watch Young Rock?
I've given it a few chances, and what I've watched of it, I've liked. I mean,
yeah, I liked it, but I mean, obviously, we're pretty much done. It was a fun ride while it lasted. And hey, speaking of rides being over, how about this? Roosh has left AAA along with his father here. Which, good God, his dad is in magnificent shape. I mean, come on, man, he is ripped. But Roosh. So the big thing is with this, like our buddy Extreme League hinted at. Obviously, this is gonna like open him up to where I would assume he would be on Forbidden Door. Could we possibly see the Los Ingobernables factions combine? I hope so, man.
please.
We need it. Give me
Just
what I want.
Give me Andrade, Naito, and Rouge against House of Black.
Oh,
That's
fuck
what I
that.
want. Give me what I want.
Hey, you got no argument for me here, pal. And congratulations to Gunther, which is an amazing picture, by the way, too. But Gunther celebrated 1 year as the Intercontinental Heavyweight Championship, making him the longest reigning champion in the modern era. But he's still not broken the record yet. He's still got a couple other wrestlers to beat to pass that record. But I don't know the rate he's gone. B-roll. I think he's going to do it. I think he's going to become your record-breaking Intercontinental champion.
Yeah, I mean, who's going to beat him?
I don't know.
I know who should beat him, but
time will tell. But also, you talk about record title reigns. This goes under the radar, and it's complete utter bullshit, honestly, because she is such a talented wrestler. Camille is celebrating 2 years as the NWA Women's Champion. That is like one of the most dominant women's title runs I've seen in years. Like we're almost talking like Fabulous Moolah numbers here, essentially as close. And I mean, Moolah held that damn belt for hundreds of years, seriously. But that's another story for another time. But Camille, I think, is the best wrestler in the National Wrestling Alliance. And this may be a hot take. No offense, Billy Corgan, but I hope she can finish up there and go somewhere where she's on a bigger stage because I mean she deserves it. Camille, if you've never seen her wrestler, you're sleeping on her, man.
I would go to say she's even the best champion in NWA.
Oh yeah, absolutely, 110% agree with that by far. Well, we got some updates on some injuries here. It appears that Braun Strowman, he did have a successful surgery. So it appears like Braun is going to be out probably for another year, but I know they were talking at points like he couldn't feel his legs, which is very scary. But regardless if you love the Monster of Men or not, Definitely want to wish him a speedy recovery, and hopefully he gets to get back in the squared circle here in the very near future. And we had some other injuries as well. This one's a bummer, man. Yuki Sakasaki apparently was being checked out by doctors, and she's had to cancel a couple dates. We don't know the extent of the injury, so hopefully she'll be able to come back and be able to wrestle as soon as possible. Because I've always enjoyed watching her. I think she's fun. Uh, really liked her work that we've seen in AEW so far. But speaking of injuries, on the flip side, could Santana be returning from injury? All signs are pointing towards yes. I'm for this. I need me some Santana Ortiz back together, man. I love
I
me, but
don't know if you're gonna
I
get
don't
that.
know if you're gonna get that though. Is the thing, because obviously there's some rivalry there that's been discussed backstage. I hope they can push stuff aside because those guys are long overdue for a AEW tag team title run. But still, it'll be
Agreed.
great to see. It'll be great to see, or it'll be great to see Santana back in the ring again. But time will tell. We'll just have to wait and see. Well, Mr. B-Roll, it has come that time of the show. Let's go to Brian with Brian's random moment of the week.
All right, and excited to be part of another great episode of PW60, and so just honored to be with all these other amazing content creators that do incredible work in the Wrestle Talk community. And going to do my segment now, and it's going to be continuing our series of looking at factions throughout history, but doing some alterations. Excuse me. And of course, we've looked at the Four Horsemen and the NWO for Life. So let's go with another top faction in wrestling history. Of course, if there was no Four Horsemen, then there would be no NWO. And I think if there was no NWO in WCW, there would be no D-Generation X to the capacity that it was in the WWF/E. So, of course, we know that there was the two founding members. Well, you had China as well on the side, but you had the three originals. And then when Hunter took over, Shawn left with the injury. You added, of course, X-Pac and the Outlaws. China's still hanging around. Then you have a few other incarnations and some part-time members, whatnot. So here's what I want to do with DX. We're going to say build your ultimate DX, and we'll go with five. We'll go and do 5 members. Okay. So go ahead and pick 2 long-term, pick 1 that was a temporary, and then pick 2 people who were never in D-Generation X, whether it be in the late 90s, the original, or the reboot in 2006, and so on and so on. So that's what I want you to do this week. Build your ultimate 5 people in D-Generation X. It can be, one can be as a manager. It can be all 5 as active wrestlers at the time, in their prime, whatever. So 2 long-term members, any 2 long-term members, 1 a short-term member or temporary member, and then the last 2 spots, anybody who was never in DX in any form or capacity. So have yourself a great week and enjoy more great pro wrestling, and follow all of us creators on all the platforms. We greatly appreciate it. Yeah, coming in hot.
Oh, Brian, and we greatly appreciate you, my friend. And let me ask you something. Does this scare you right now? Because I know how you feel about clowns. Are you starting to pee your pants?
It comforts me because I know it's Samoa Joe, though.
Oh, well, there you go. Well, we got a clip from the upcoming Twisted Metal series with Samoa Joe as Sweet Tooth. And I got to tell you, dude, this was badass. Although I will say, if I'm nitpicking, I would still prefer, I think you could have Samoa Joe do the voice. I don't think you need Will Arnett. But Samoa Joe is killing it, though, as his character already. Because, like, his mannerisms, just the hilarious, like, just looking into his eyes when he's beating the shit out of Anthony Mackie, man. It's just great. And, of course, singing the thong song from Cisco. Yeah, I am really looking forward to this show. I think it's going to be an awesome show. And how about this real life wedding crasher, Brian Cage? This past weekend, Brian Cage was apparently, I guess, showed up at a wedding in full gear, power bombed one of the groomsmen or one of the guests through a table. Chaos ensued, but the groom and the bride lived happily ever after. Nonetheless,
something like that. But
after a power bombing him through a table, man. So there you go. Interesting, fun stuff. And hey, we got another one, man. It is baby season in wrestling, but super congratulations.
something in the water, man.
I'm telling you, Billie Kay announced that she is currently pregnant and will be having a child this upcoming December. So congratulations to her. And hey, it's looking like there's going to be some additions to Bullet Club Gold. Is it the Gun Club? Because obviously they came out on Dynamite to help Jay White.
Like it says in the caption there, what are bullets without a couple of guns?
There you go. And hey, our last story this week, and on a awesome note, Sandra Gray officially has retired from the world of wrestling. Now, if you don't know her, she has been a backstage seamstress for pretty much everybody in professional wrestling.
Long time.
Long time. She's worked with just about every talent, finishing up her run with AEW. Now, my understanding is she still is going to be doing some work for Cody Rhodes, but still, kudos to you, ma'am, and thank you for all the years of your work, your sacrifice to the world of professional wrestling.
And honestly, what I instantly think about, there's a clip of her with MJF, and MJF's actually being nice to her.
Yeah, and there you go. That's the tail of the tape right there. Well, hey, folks, we've done it again. We've finished up this week's episode of Pro Wrestling 60. That's everything going to happen in the world of pro wrestling. And we're going to have another exciting week coming at you this upcoming week. So thank you so much for joining us here tonight. I'm XLJ, the OG, along with Mr. B-Roll. We'll see you next week on a new episode of Pro Wrestling 60.